Hello, everyone. Age Graceful here. How are you today? Well, it is Good Friday and Sunday will be Easter. I'm in the kitchen busy baking cakes. I've done 3 pound cakes. Two of the clients would like their pound cakes plain, but one client wants a homemade buttercream frosting. I'm going to show you the ingredients that it's going to take. Powdered sugar, and it can be any brand. You'll need vanilla flavoring, and you'll need 1 stick of butter. It's very simple to make. You can do it either by hand or with your electric mixer. Today I will use the electric mixer to make this a quicker process because I have a lot of cooking to do. I'm going to change the position of the camera so you can see these cakes that just came out of the oven. I did one, then the second, then the third. And it took me about 3.5 hours to put them together. So I'm just going to focus in on those 3 pound cakes. I made 3 pound cakes. There is a recipe and the instructions on how to do this pound cake on one of my videos, and you can check that one out as well. I'll also leave a link to this pound cake in the description box. So if you want to see me do this homemade buttercream frosting, stick around. I'll be back. Okay, everyone, welcome back. We're going to begin the buttercream frosting. And again, I'm using powdered sugar, butter, vanilla flavor, and just a small amount of milk. Not even quite a quarter of a cup. I'm going to show you how much I have poured up here. Just this amount of milk is all that I'm going to use, maybe, just to moisten the sugar. If you put too much milk, then your frosting or icing will be too runny. So now I'm going to adjust the camera so that you can see as I add the ingredients into my stand mixer. Okay. So there we go. I have my 1 stick of softened butter. Now some people like cream cheese frosting. And what you can do is you can use 1 part butter and 1 part softened cream cheese to make your cream cheese frosting. So I'm just going to open up this package and get my butter into my mixer. And I want to get all of it that I can. So I'm scraping my paper down and adding this to my bowl. To that, I am going to add 3 cups of powdered sugar. I know that this seems like a lot of powdered sugar, but once the sugar gets wet, it's going to minimize in size. It's going to decrease rather in size. So I'm going to add this to my mixer. And I'm going to put my blender or beater down. I'm going to lock this into position, and I'm going to start out very slow so that this powdered sugar doesn't fly everywhere. And get this going. And I want to mix this until my sugar and my butter are well blended. And it kind of looks crumbly when the butter begins to blend with the sugar. At this point, I am going to add a small amount of milk. I just added half of what was in this measuring cup. And it's starting to come together. I'm going to adjust the camera so that you can see what this looks like. Okay. Now I am going to add my vanilla flavor. And remember, your vanilla flavor is a liquid too, so you want to be careful about how much you add. I'm going to add the equivalent of 2 teaspoons, maybe 3, to give this frosting some flavor. And now I can cut up my mixer. Okay, I'm going to show you what this frosting looks like now. That's the consistency that you want. You have to add your liquids a small amount at a time. Okay, so I'm going to back down the speed on my blender or mixer. And I'm going to unlock it. And I'm going to slow it up here and bring it up. And you see I have quite a bit of frosting left on my beater. And I'm just going to scrape this frosting down from the blender because I want all of this on my cake. And if you can't get inside of the blender, take a small knife, butter knife, or a small spatula to get the rest off. Because you want all of this goodness on your cake. Okay guys, I'm going to disassemble the mixer and then I'll come back and show you how to put it on your cake. Okay guys, I'm back. I've disassembled my mixer and this is the consistency of the frosting that I have here. I did find that when I disassembled the mixer that it was on the stiff side. So I added the remainder of the milk that I had. And so I'm going to adjust the camera so that you can see the cake here. And I need one more thing. I like to use this special spatula that belonged to my grandmother. Grandma B, or Bernice. This was a spatula she had when I was about 3 or 4 years old, and it used to hang on a rack in her kitchen, but it works so well to spread the frosting, so I'm going to be using this. So I'm just going to show you a little bit. I add it to my sides first. And I'm going to get some big dollops around, and then I'll come back and I'll spread it with this spatula. Just like this. Okay. And I'm doing it kind of patchy at first, and then I'll come back and fill in any spots that are not covered on my cake. And I'll get some more. And when you put frosting on a cake, it takes a lot of patience to get it as even as possible, because you don't want to have your cake where you have big amounts of frosting in one spot and not enough in others. So you just kind of take your time and come along the outer edge to get that frosting on there. And I'll do this one more time, and then I am going to pause and I'm going to finish the frosting, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like at the end. Okay guys, I'll be back. Okay guys, I'm back. I have the frosting on my cake. I'm going to show this to you now. And it just took a few minutes to get it on there. And I used maybe 2.5 to 3 inches of this spatula to lay it on flat. And then just kind of turn your cake as you go to get this nice and smooth. And I did that for the top as well as the sides. I did have a little bit of frosting left over. So if you have frosting left over, do not throw it out. Put it in a small container and label it and put a date on it and freeze it. Then the next time you make a cake, you can pull this out and add on to what you've just made. Never throw it away, because butter is too expensive, sugar is too expensive, flavoring is too expensive, so you do not want to waste. So, again, I have my pound cake with the homemade buttercream frosting, and this is for Miss Sheila. Happy Easter. I hope you and your family enjoy. Okay, you guys have a wonderful holiday, and I'll see you next time on Age Graceful Soulful Eats. Take care now.